I want to bring in Leland Vittert now. Leland, he was specifically singing your praises, saying that he particularly enjoyed these moments of pushback during the town hall. And I want to talk about specifically when it comes to gutting some federal agencies. This was a moment where you took him to task a little bit. What more can you tell us about that?
Look, in these situations, this isn't about a hard-hitting, one-on-one sit-down interview. This is about letting the audience be the star here and being an advocate for them. What was missing from Mr. Ramaswamy's response in Emily's report was, okay, so you're going to send a couple of dollars back to each American citizen because you've stripped out all of the quote-unquote bureaucracy from the Department of Transportation and the EPA and the Department of Labor and on and on and on. But who then is going to regulate big businesses that so far have run roughshod over rural America, as evidenced by what happened in East Palestine? And this, I think, came from a lot of the town hall questions, is that there was a lot of sort of interesting top-level ideas from Mr. Ramaswamy, and credit where credit is due, that he's running a very interesting campaign and saying things nobody else is saying. But when you go 2 or 3 levels down in some of the questions, which is what we tried to do, for example, on that, it appears as though that some of his policy proposals perhaps aren't fully thought out.
Sure. I mean, how do you think he did in general in terms of addressing questions from the audience? What was the chatter you heard from voters afterwards? And were there any other questions you felt could have had a more detailed, a fuller answer on?
Well, sure, we could have gone all night. And when it comes to talking politics, I'm enough of a nerd that I could do 12 hours of this. What I would say is that Mr. Ramaswamy never lacks confidence in any of his answers. It's very difficult when you're sitting in the chair to figure out how it appears to the viewers. So I'll leave the criticism and the critiques to somebody else. The one thing I noticed about him is that sort of as we got later on into the evening, the answers seemed to sort of go back to this very same theme over and over and over again of he had all of these grand plans and he could do all of these things, and his sort of charisma and sheer willpower would get them done. Now, you need that in a politician. Anybody who thinks they can be president has to think they can do extraordinary things. It seems as though for so many of his ideas, it revolves around sort of making it so by being president. I will do this by decree, which is interesting because this is someone who says he wants to go back to the values of the revolution and the values of our founders, the strict constructionalists, if you will, and a strict interpretation of the Constitution. Well, the founders envisioned a very weak executive branch. They had lived under a king before. They didn't want that. Therefore, they put most of the power, if not all of it, in Congress, not with the president. So it seems as though what he wants to do and how he says he wants government to operate are in direct contradictions with each other. And that was not exactly something he had a great answer for.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.